I'm not a comedian. Fuck's sake.
Shut up.
Okay.
Judy, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, wait.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
Welcome back to the Packed Podcast. It's the second episode we're doing. We've had an upgrade already.
Yeah.
So we've moved out of Alex's basement. And now we've moved up to an office space, a magazine office space to be precise. It's quite awkward so far because no one knows who we are, and we keep getting dodgy looks, and there's a big window right in front of us, and people just like to kind of watch us walk by, which is always fun. I feel like I'm at a zoo, but it is what it is. So the place that we're at, if anyone knows Bristol at all, there's a place called the Watershed. They do films, and they have like a cafe in there, but past the cafe there's a place called the Rife Office, and they basically they run a magazine called Rife Magazine. And the person that runs it, she also runs a thing called BFI, which is amazing for media students. I'd really recommend doing it if you're interested in media at all. And she's letting us use the space to record the podcast, so now we seem more professional-like.
What Mason is saying is leave your fan mail outside your office.
It's pretty spot on. Would you ever consider doing BFI, the courses they do?
Oh, no.
Why not?
Because I just put it's not my thing.
Alright.
Personally.
I thought you loved film.
I do love film.
So wouldn't you want to like make like a small one or
Well, I mean,
documentary?
you know, actually, no, maybe, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, so
right now, I don't.
the course is
Fine.
for 16 to 19-year-olds, but if you're over 19, there are other things that they'll do for you. They do specialised courses for older people. I'm currently looking into a residential, and what that is basically where you go away for a week and do like that course for pretty much your whole week or the few days that you're away. I think the documentary one that I was looking at is based in London, which would be amazing. It's almost like a little getaway. Do you know what I mean? But the normal BFI courses that they do for 16 to 19-year-olds basically take place over the course of, I don't know, so many months.
Yeah.
The documentary one is based here at the Watershed, and the one for the drama group was based up in, is it Clifton Village?
Yeah.
What's the place?
Christchurch Studios.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I honestly think they're amazing because there's so many people that I've met from there that I keep in contact with. We're actually it's been about a year since we went.
Yeah.
So we're actually looking at doing like a little reunion dinner. It's proper cute. It's like the closest thing I have to a real relationship. These chairs are proper squeaky. But no, I mean I really enjoyed the documentary one, and I feel like a lot of people don't go for the documentary one because they think of it being like really boring.
Yeah.
But honestly, because in your drama side, I don't know how many people were in your group.
Wait, you two at BFI this year?
So you can't redo the course. So I've been looking into another course they do, and it just looks so good on your CV because it's quite well recognised. What was it? So I don't know how many people are in the drama course in total.
I think about 20 to 30.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And you basically work in one big group.
Yeah.
Like one big whole set. So you'll do like a really specific part of the production. And in the documentary side, you're split into about 3 groups of about 6. So you're doing, I wouldn't say a lot more, but a lot more of a general. So like you could just as quickly be on camera as you would be on sound. You kind of move around. Whereas in the drama side, it's more akin to working on a big set budget, like on a big say like a Marvel film. You know, it's in there, but like it's a big cast and crew. Whereas documentary is a lot more like smaller scale. It's a lot more intimate. And honestly, I loved it so much. Making documentaries, I don't watch documentaries all that often. I do enjoy them, but it's not something I actively go out and seek. But making them for me is much more interesting.
Yeah.
What sort of documentaries do you want it to be based on?
Usually? So when you apply, you basically give an idea, and they can be awful ideas because mine was awful and I got in. So you basically, everyone puts in an idea, then you all get put on the course basically, and then those ideas get whittled down to, I don't know, like you sort of half the number, and then you half the number again. So every group has one topic to talk about, and there's one person in that group that basically owned the idea. So originally ours was going to be therapy dogs or therapy animals, which sounded really stupid, but looking back on it, I really wish we did it because it would have been so cute. Like
that'd been funny.
Looking at therapy budgies and stuff. or like blind dogs, not blind dogs, like dogs that help blind people.
Guide dog.
Just looking at blind dogs wouldn't be very interesting, or it would, because I'd be bumping into things all the time. But eventually we got young carers, and all of the BFI productions get put on the Facebook and the YouTube. The Facebooks and the YouTubes. So you can find them all. So ours is on there somewhere. It's lost amongst better projects, but yours came out really good.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how my one came out. It's so much fun to work on.
Didn't you say that everyone there was trying to like replicate Black Mirror?
Yeah, we ended up doing like a horror sci-fi kind of short film, and every single time we met up, Black Mirror came up, and which like don't get me wrong, I enjoy Black Mirror, but it was too many times.
Very popular at the time. I reckon that this year would probably be a lot of like psychological stuff because Joker came out.
But what was your thing meant to be based on?
It was literally like a Black Mirror.
It was
short.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would just recommend it. I just wanted to say thank you for letting us use your offices because getting to where we were originally shooting was just difficult on everyone because we were quite pushed for time. Not that your house isn't very nice.
Oh, thank you.
We love your place. It's just a pain to fucking get to.
Yeah, I know.
It's, to be fair, it's like not even that. It's like you literally get off the bus and you're right there. It's just like, because what we have to do is go back to Portishead, which is basically going back on yourself.
Yeah.
Because you two then have to go into Bristol afterwards, which is like you have to go back and then double your journey on the way there.
Yeah, it just makes things complicated.
Just a bit awkward, but this place is quite close to where we do our courses and stuff, so it's all quite convenient for us. I think I told you the other day, Jamie, that when I was in Starbucks, so I work in Starbucks. I used to work in Costa. The Costa I used to work at used to be on like a little marina. So it's mainly just old people, and I love the old people there. They were amazing, genuinely great people.
Why did you leave Costa?
Well, I don't think my boss will ever hear this, but like it's just I needed a change, and also the people I worked with a lot of them were lovely, but there were a few people.
Your boss.
They were a few unnamed people that made things a bit difficult.
Your boss.
So now I'm at Starbucks, but I've
How's your boss there?
Oh, my boss at Starbucks are lovely.
Yeah.
A lot of them knew my brother beforehand, so I've got them the jobs quite easy. But they're all lovely there. A lot of them we went to school with because it's right next to where we live. Because it basically I work in a service station, but our little village is really close to the M5. So it's like literally you walk across the field and get there. So everyone there basically went to our school or lives where we live, which makes things quite awkward if there's people that you've never spoke to.
Exactly why I don't want to work there.
I know. They're not that bad though. Like it's a nice place to work, and the amount of Burger King I eat is horrendous. It's really bad.
Why Burger King? Why not Harry Vansom's?
To be fair, so world famous fish and chips, had it for the first time yesterday. It is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If you're paying full price for it at a service station, it's like £8 to £10.
Yeah, I know.
But obviously, I get discount.
Have you got the cod and chips and had the gravy poured all over?
No, so I had cod and chips and then had tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce.
Never tried tartar sauce.
Have you not?
No, I've always wanted to.
It's nice. Well, it's like made specifically for fish and chips, isn't it? Or like
Well,
fish.
What is it? Like,
It's tartar sauce, isn't it?
yeah, but describe it.
It's white and it's.
I
Tartar.
don't even know how to
taste.
describe it.
It's got
I don't
tar
know
in
what it is. I just know that I always
It's
eat it
just
with
got-
fish.
It's got garlic in it, doesn't it?
It just looks like mayonnaise and garlic. I mean, I can Google it, but yeah, no, like it was honestly amazing because I thought it just. I'm not a big fan of fish and I'm a big fan of chips and a big fan of fish, but fish and chips, like when it's like that battered cod, I don't usually like it because it's like proper greasy batter.
I know.
And the batter usually comes right off the fish, and that makes me feel really sickly because you have to also get through the fish and chips.
Yeah.
And the batter, like the fact that it's so slimy underneath and then really like crispy on top, makes my mouth feel weird. And I don't know what it is, but Harry Ramsden's is so soft and so lovely. Because I have to use plastic cutlery because it's a service station, and it literally just cut through it so easily. I love that. It made my break so enjoyable. Anyway, but instead of the old people I get on the marina, who you kind of get to know, you have your regulars. I love them all. They're all amazing. There's one woman I always talk about, and she's called I'm actually going to call her out. But she's this little old lady. She shakes and she sort of like she looks proper fragile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hello, lovely lady, you all right? Jamie just mind pushing her over. You horrible person.
Yeah, well, it's got to happen at some point.
How's your insurance claim now? But yeah, like she disappeared for a few weeks, and honestly, I thought she'd died. And then she came in and I was like, oh my god, hello, risen from the grave. And I was like, where have you been? She's like, I've just come back from India. And she shows you all these photos where she's been backpacking around India with these really tall, handsome Indian blokes. And you see her like shuffling down the marina, like in a little jogging tracksuit and her like little trainers. And she comes in, right? Weekdays, black Americana because she's healthy, and on the weekends she'll treat herself skinny latte.
Ooh.
I love her so much.
Wow.
But people like that, and like that's kind of people. But obviously the services, you don't get those people. You get people that are on business trips,
Truckers.
holidays, truckers,
Travellers.
or my favourite people, convention goers. So I was at Starbucks the other day, serving as I do. Big fan of Sonic. Me, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. Big fan.
We don't.
All right.
Pretty good.
So wait.
Amy Rose from Sonic, so you know the pink one with the hair and the hairband on the skirt.
Yeah.
I served her in Starbucks the other day.
That's highly unlikely.
We see no, but I did. But the thing is, usually if there's a convention, you expect to see more than one person. She was the only person I saw that entire day that was in costume, and she was in full Amy Rose getup, like the shoes, the nose, the hair, and it was like
The nose, yeah.
like no, but like she coloured in her nose to look black.
Oh wait, there was actually someone that dressed in as...
Amy Rose, like the Sonic character.
What convention was going on?
I don't know, because no one else that entire day came in dressed up.
Fuck.
And it was like she you know how some people like know they're in costume amongst people that aren't, and so they're a bit like, yeah, I know I'm in a weird costume, like right. She didn't give a fuck. Like she just came in like all baller, like, will you stop kicking the
Sorry,
table?
I hit it across my leg.
I've been watching you two, and you've either been like
Cheers up.
short as you should be. His chair's been lowered for anyone that can't see. You can't see because there's no camera.
For anyone that you can't see. For the viewers that can, they get the special VIP privilege. You still can't see, but just pretend.
What special VIP privilege?
There's a camera in the corner of the room looking at us.
Is it?
No.
Oh. Well, that's what a big screening window's for. We're like in an interrogation.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have Batman come behind us in a bit and like headbutt you into the. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen Dark Knight. I'm sorry. I was actually trying to find out what tartar sauce is. Tartar sauce
You stop
is.
calling it tartar sauce.
That's what it is.
It's tartar sauce.
It's tartar.
No, tartar sauce.
It's like you're saying goodbye.
You make
innit?
me say it weird now.
Tartar. Tartar. Father, I'm going to my boarding school.
Let's just call it fish stew.
Tartar. Fish stew. It's a condiment primarily composed of mayonnaise. Oh, I was right.
Oh.
And finely chopped capers. I don't know what a caper is. Can also be enhanced with the addition of gherkins and various varieties of pickles.
Sounds nice.
There's also lemon juice and herbs and dill and parsley.
See, you did.
Yeah. Dill. Dill.
Oh.
Your dill weed. Maybe that's where that saying comes from. From the dill. I don't. What is it?
I've never heard
Is it a
that saying.
herb? It's probably a herb because you're a dill weed. Ta-ta. But yeah, I served really weird people. So I served Amy Rose, and then the exact same day, I served a mum called Karen, blonde, very Karen looking.
What's Karen looking? Describe the audience.
You know, the
Like
meme
mum.
of like a Karen,
Yeah.
like a blonde mum, probably like a sucker mum, probably has her hair tied
Always
up or
looks
whatever.
pissed.
Yeah.
Did she want to talk to
Has
your
her son,
manager?
like loves her sons, but they're clearly like going to football and they're all, that kind of person. She came in decked in a golden Gucci tracksuit, Gucci belt on a tracksuit. Don't know why you do that.
She's
and a
rich.
Gucci like bag, but on like her head was just Karen the mum. These are the kind of people I serve, and there's also a kid I work with. And again, I'm not gonna because they won't listen to this. But on the
How
off
do you
chance-
know the customer's name?
You've ever been to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And you're literally
Wow,
like,
well
hi, can I take your name? And
Yeah,
she's
I know.
like,
I realised now.
Karen,
I
and you're like, is that
realised.
okay?
I'm
But
worried for you.
you forget, surely.
It's written on the bloody cup, mate.
Yeah, but you forget.
I don't ask
after
them
a
their name
while.
and go, oh, I'll text you later.
How many people do you serve a day?
Oh, too many.
How the fuck do you remember their name?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but because certain people stick
Oh,
out.
static.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right,
you write,
Have
and
a
also,
list.
there are so many people, because obviously it's a service station, so you get people on the road, like you said, like truckers and stuff, coach drivers. They are all comprised of 4 names. That is like Dave, Simon, David, like all these names are reused constantly, and it gets to the point because you don't really look up. You just kind of look at the cups, and you're convinced that you're serving the same Simon 89 times a day, and you're like, "Fucking hell, Simon, you're going for a lot of coffee today, mate." And then like, but then you'll go through all these really basic white British names, and then you'll get one that you can't pronounce, and people watch you, man. They watch you look at the cup, and then go, "Nah, latte," and then you find out, and they go, "He clearly couldn't say my name." Or my favourite one, he's like argued with a woman yesterday, and I said, "Latte for Jim? Jim, there's a latte there." And she went, "Is it for Jill?" And I went, "No, it's for Jim." And she read it, and she was like, "It's for Jill." And I was like, "It's for Jill." And I was like, because I felt really bad because I sounded so confident about it. I was like, "No, actually, Jill, it's for Jim." But it's just because not only am I illiterate, and I can't read writing, it doesn't help when someone has really shit handwriting, and like L's look like M's, and that happens too often.
Yeah.
There'll be really simple names that you just think are like from Africa, and you'll go like Makoko, and it'll be like Mason. It like stuff like that happens with them. Also, you had your hand up, sir.
Oh, I was literally going to ask the question of have you ever like butchered someone's name or something?
Oh, like all the time. Like I literally sometimes I'll
Have
call
you ever
out.
get someone called Jamie and call them James? Does that
No,
ever happen?
but sometimes
James
I see a
Stan.
name like, you know when you want to shorten it, so you see like Matthew and you want to put Matt, but some people get really iffy about that.
Yeah.
And I thought so. Someone had Dick written on a cup the other day, and I thought it was for like Richard or something. It turns out that someone had just pissed off one of my staff, and they'd actually just put Dick on the side of the cup. And I did have a little chuckle. I was on my break, so I found it really funny. It literally happens with sometimes. This might even get me fired because it's something you shouldn't do. But if you can't read a name,
say then, but go on.
no, I'll say it anyway. It's not that bad for me. It's like sometimes I'll just call out 5 names for one drink because they all look the same. It's actually surprising how many names look like another name. Like I'll go Jim, Jill, Jerry, Jack, caramel latte, and then one of them should hopefully pick it up. And sometimes I do. And yesterday I had so many drinks being stolen off the counter. Like it was like every 5 minutes someone was just picking up a drink.
It must be so easy just to steal drinks.
You just literally walk up because a lot of people aren't paying attention. So if a drink's been sat there for more than 10 seconds, you think, well, clearly no one's picked it up.
Yeah.
I'll go pick it
Which
up.
Starbucks are you working in the services? Because there's like 3.
So there's 3. So there's the drive-through.
Yeah.
Then there's the main building, and then there's a kiosk in the building.
Yeah.
But the kiosk in the main building are like connected, so
Yeah.
it's our staff just kind of going up and doing it.
Oh, okay.
The drive-through is a bit more separate, but we kind of
Yeah, that's like outside by the.
yeah. It's like it's off on the other end by the
I've never been in that one.
By the
All
guest.
time it's been there.
So this is my favorite part. They were quite understaffed recently. It's a drive-through, so as you said, there's 3 Starbucks in that whole place. They're a drive-through. They thought we're understaffed, so we're gonna have to close something. Should we close like the cafe bit on the drive-through, or should we close the drive-through bit, which takes less people and less effort? They closed the drive-through bit and kept the cafe open. That doesn't make any sense.
It's a bit weird.
There's 2 Starbucks in the main building that you can go sit in. They are made there to be a drive-through, and a drive-through is literally a window when you hand through the drinks. A cafe, you have to run a fucking cafe. You have to like be on till and stuff. Why would you close the easier bit that is your primary like point?
You should complain.
Why?
You should be manager.
I should. I just wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
You just convert the services into like a glamorous like shopping mall.
Just put it into a mall.
Yeah.
No cars allowed, or like it would be like 30 minutes in a car, and then you get charged like £160.
Yeah.
Evil. But there's a kid that I work with, and I love him to bits. He's the dopiest guy I've ever met. And it was so funny. I was talking to him the other day. I was like, "Were you fired recently?" He's like, "Yeah." And he got fired. I don't even remember what stupid reason he was fired for. But basically, our manager, I think I was telling one of you, he's really rich, and he literally just works there for something to do. He rocked up again. I don't. Apparently, golden Gucci tracksuits are like in, but he was wearing like a golden Versace tracksuit. I don't even know what that is. I assume it's a big brand.
I haven't heard of it.
So he rocked
What's
up in a
it called,
golden
sir?
tracksuit.
Wait, was it?
Versace?
Versace.
We're gonna sound like such old men for the young people. It's
Yeah.
Versace. I wear it with my Yeezys.
I think our viewers will be in mid to late, nearly dead.
90s. I love the youngsters when they talk about the Versace's. But he looks a lot like Bryce Walker from 13 Reasons Why, and it's not even like that much like Bryce Walker, but it's enough that
Which one's Bryce Walker?
he's the one that raped the girl.
Which one's that? Yeah,
So you two have never seen 13 Reasons Why?
I mean, I started watching it like when it first came out, but I got bored and I found it too funny. So I
It is-
That's the thing. I only know it because of like.
It is genuinely the only guilty pleasure that I have. It is the only thing that I'm like kind of guilty to like say I watch.
Yeah.
Well,
But I-
Suicide Squad.
No, I like this girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't feel guilty about
you
that.
should be
You
ashamed.
Yeah, right, but you said you liked it the other day as well.
Well, I don't. Wait,
Stop
Oh
hang on.
my god.
Stop trying to
no,
appeal to the
right,
masses.
listen,
You
hang
just
on,
need
hang
the
on.
attention and love.
I
Stop
don't
trying to appeal to people.
hate it.
It's not a good film.
Yeah, there you go.
It-
That's it.
I'm happy with saying it's not a good film, but I enjoy it nonetheless.
Don't shake your head at me.
It's not even like The Room,
Disgusting.
where it's so bad it's good. It's just a bad film that I enjoy because it's like got music that was forced in and characters that look kind of cool, and I'm like, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And it's something that you don't really sit down and watch intentionally. You kind of have it on in the background, and you go, I like this bit, and then it will do something, and then you'll zone out again. That's the kind of movie it is. It's like, it's not like Inception or something where you have to like really focus. You can kind of just put it on somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's kind of like that. 13 Reasons Why is possibly my only guilty pleasure. It is my favourite thing. The third season is the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it's supposed to be a grounded, serious talk about mental health and suicide.
I mean, how many episodes were there in the first season? 13.
Yeah.
Well, it's no longer 13 Reasons Why, though, is it?
So in the second season, they were like they started using Polaroids. So in the first season, they would have a tape an episode, and
Yeah.
in the second series, they had Polaroids, but the Polaroids weren't every episode. He got like one. He got like 2 in the first 2 episodes. Then he had none, and then he just got a whole fucking box of the last 3 episodes. Which is weird. And in the newest season, it's like bits of evidence, which kind of work a bit better. So the whole thing is, the first season is why she offed herself. Second season is, it's like the court. Like I think the mum was trying to
Hang on, did
sue.
you just say when she offed herself? Because I get a different... That sounds like a... I don't think you use that right.
I think you're thinking something wrong,
I think you're just dirty-minded, mate.
Well, listen.
because that's not what that means.
Is it not?
No.
It's when you kiss.
When you off yourself is when you like slit your throat.
Ah, yes.
Did she
that's
slit her
fine.
throat?
No, she slit her wrist, but she did
Same.
the correct way, so
Ooh, well
you know
done.
that she was meaning it. But yeah, my favorite description of that whole show is when I think it's pretty much it, which is like a YouTube channel where they basically like they have commentary tracks and they just like talk over
Yeah.
TV shows and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I've never seen this. Is this the one where the girl gets really sad and she kills herself?" And he's like, "Yeah, pretty much." And that was it. And that is pretty much the whole show. That show is so over the top, and I love it. It's so the third season is about someone kills Bryce Walker, and they try and make this awful, irredeemable bully, rapist, douchebag into like a nice character. And it's so weird. And my favourite, there's a Mary Sue in the third season that literally she appears at the start. She's like, "I've been here all along." It's like, no, you fucking haven't. And like she's supposed to be the character we follow, and she's like the one that gives us the insight. They do. I'm not gonna. Like, it's not all bad. They have a couple of cool things, but they do like they use color gradients to show what's present and what's past. So like the really blue, desaturated color gradient is like present day, and then when it's like full of color, it's like past.
Yeah.
They have like smarter ideas. Like it's such a poorly made show because the first season was supposed to be like proper grounded, and in the second series and the third series, there's like people shooting each other. There's a drug dealer with a gun.
There's actually gunfights.
I'm not joking. So the first season it was like really grounded, and then the second one, people with guns are just no longer like. You don't go, "Oh my god, he has a gun." You go, "Oh, he's got another gun."
Another guy.
Like because it loses all sense of like. It just loses any respect you had for the show.
Yes, I can imagine it being one of those shows where the kind of producers are just really out of touch with like teenagers.
The dialogue.
And, like every teenager is just like that stereotypical like you got the douchebag, you got the nerd.
Yeah.
all that kind of
The
shit.
writing for that show is horrendous. It's so bad.
That's what puts me.
Well, wait,
off
what
it.
season are we on?
So third season.
Third. Okay, Jesus Christ.
Must be popular then if it's getting.
Well,
a
it's
film.
definitely popular, but with the wrong...
Yeah.
My favourite people that unironically go, "Oh my god, 13 seasons, like 13 Reasons Why is so good," and you have to be like, "Yeah, but it's." I don't want to say it's not because it's subjective, and I like it,
It's bad.
but it's a bad show that I like. I would never say it was a good show.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the people that have like the only people that I spoke to that say it's really good are like young teenage girls and really like sort of basic. Like
Yeah,
I'm
fair
gonna put that thing out. Not that I talk to a lot of teenage girls for fun. It's just people that I've worked with, or girls that I've stalked outside of schools.
Just disclaimer.
It's fine because if you're 500 meters away, they can't sue you.
That's fair enough. I think everyone's got guilty pleasures that they watch on like Netflix.
What Mason just said is not one of them. He was just Yeah,
Fair enough.
100 meters.
What? This is an Avengers level threat. What's one of your guilty pleasures? Let me
You
find
know
out what you two have.
Oh, I need to think one. I wonder if I have one.
Big Mouth for me.
I don't like Big Mouth.
I don't
watched
know.
the
I
season,
find
I liked it, but for some reason I haven't watched any more of it.
I don't know. It's just like one of those things where it looks horrible and it's
think
it's
the reason-
cringy, but it's just I just watch it.
I genuinely think the reason you love it is the reason I hate it, because it's so shock factor, so like over the top.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love that all the like tiny school children are played by 30-year-old adults.
Yeah, they don't act like
And
kids
it's like,
at all.
it's
so
funny
weird.
because he's got pubic hair, and it's like, that kind of humor really annoys me, but I can see why it would be appealing. It's the guy that runs it, the main character, he was the douche on Parks and Rec. You know, he's a douche. Like,
Oh,
that guy.
yeah.
We should just do the whole podcast like that. Like fart jokes and stuff. But like, he's the one that runs it, and I don't know why I find him so irritating. He might be fine in real life, I don't know him.
Oh wait, is that the guy that plays the hormone monster? Or am I getting that mixed
No, I
up?
think he plays the human character.
Which one?
The one with the big mouth.
The main one, the little white boy.
Oh, like the show. I can't.
Possibly.
I don't fucking remember their names.
I don't-
That's how much I don't care about the show. I just turn
You
it
just
on
watch
and
it.
I just watch it.
I'm trying to... Yeah, I guess that's...
Because I know you and our editor, Jack, you two like it quite a lot.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to see where they actually go with it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of see what disgusting thing are they going to talk about next? Or
Yeah,
That's
see, like
definitely
that cringes me. I don't like. Not that I don't like coming of age stories. I think they're amazing. But like when it's like, Mum, I've hit puberty. I've got hair everywhere. It's like, stop it. I don't. It's such an awkward point in your life, and to make a show around it just makes me feel horrible, and I don't want to watch it.
To be honest, I think it's more the animation that
It's also like
makes me
because
feel sick.
I assume there's a storyline at some point where he sees a girl and he's like, I've got a weird feeling in my pants and it's kind of hard.
That was like the second episode.
Like literally, like that kind of stuff really makes me feel uncomfortable. And then like people see it and they go, oh, he's got a boner, and then he becomes like a massive like laughing stock for the class.
Yeah.
Like I really can't. I have to stay away from stuff like because I feel really cringed inside.
That's like nearly every other episode is that kind of formula, to be honest.
The only character I liked in it was that hormone monster, whatever his name is.
Maury-
he was
wait,
sort of
Maury-
fun.
Yeah.
I just don't like his design. I think it works. for the
All
show,
their designs are shit.
but like it should also
Unrealistic.
the characters just look so awful.
Yeah.
They've got big bug eyes and like they all look like sex predators. They've got slimy looking skin.
They all look like Steve
big eyes,
Buscemi.
and yes, exactly. They've got like really thin like sex predator lips. Like that's how sex predators make. When they see you in the dark and the weekend,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god,
I can't think of any guilty pleasures I might have.
You must
have a
have some.
valid reason for what I like.
You must have
Yeah,
something.
I need to think. You guys keep talking off.
Because the thing is, like, we do believe for a lot of your taste, but it's not because it's bad. Because we all enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
It's more just like a little joke at your expense. Yeah.
Like, can you honestly not
No.
think of anything?
I generally
else?
can't think of
You
anything.
must have something.
Well, okay, what are like the last kind of shows that you've been watching? Like,
There must be like a game or something you've played. Because I know I've had conversations with you before. You're like, I know it's a bad film or a bad game, and you're like, but I just love it. We've had these discussions before.
if you're on the spot, then it's fair enough. If, like,
I'll think something.
Also, the other day I watched Christopher Robin because that's on Now TV.
That-
I love.
You finished.
I was so I was texting you at the time. I was like,
Such a
I was
wholesome
texting
film.
Jamie like
Yeah.
10 minutes in. I was like, it's so wholesome. I think I might
Yeah.
actually cry.
My heart
I know,
melts
I
every
didn't-
time
I had
saw
to.
it.
It's one of the. I know a film's good when I have to keep replaying 10 seconds of a clip that just makes me giggle, and it keeps making me giggle. There's one bit where he puts him and Winnie the Pooh in a phone box. And he's like, "You need to be a less exuberant bear," and he just literally is like exuberant, and that got me so hard. There's so many little things like that, and he's like, Christopher, can I have a balloon? He's like, you don't need a balloon. He's like, no, I don't need one, but I would like one. And it's just like, it was so cute. And also, like, Tigger is genuinely all through my childhood. I always had a Tigger.
Yeah, so you watched a lot of Winnie the Pooh. Because the thing is, when I was younger, Winnie the Pooh and Mr. Mime were always my comfort. When I was sick, I'd always watch that with a bowl of soup.
See, like for my whole childhood, and my nan still has it in. She keeps it where we like in her little conservatory. I've had a Tigger for years. It is so battered and like grim. It's like literally discoloured. It actually looks like the Tigger in the film, where it's like just like the
Can I
colours.
just say, the CGI is insane.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
That's like normal for Disney then.
The way the
Yeah.
characters look in that film look amazing.
Yeah.
Just overall, the whole film just looks so gorgeous.
It's
I
so
love it.
nice. It's such a pretty like. I like the aesthetic of it. It's just cute. I like it when they're on the train as well.
Yeah.
I love it. But I've had a ticket like all my childhood. And I remember once I made my nan run around Pill basically with me. I was like, oh, I can't find a ticket. We looked for like 20 minutes before my nan went, what's in your hand? And I was holding it for like the 20 minutes we were looking around Pill. Because I'm a fucking retard and I've been like that since a child apparently. But for my 18th birthday, I think my nan got me another Tigger and it was like massive and she stuck an happy 18th birthday badge on it. And
amazing.
so up her house there's currently a big Tigger and in between, on its lap in between its legs is a smaller Tigger that I've had for my
He's
whole
got
childhood.
like a collection.
It's so wholesome. I love Tigger. He's like honestly, I remember we lost it once in a toy store and I don't remember it myself but my mum tells me about it every 5 minutes.
Did you ever watch the Tigger movie?
No.
I watched
I watched that in
Piglet's Big
cinema.
Movie. Anyone remember Piglet's
I
Big Movie?
didn't watch that. I only saw the
So
Tigger.
probably because Piglet's tiny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
is
loved
that
it.
one with the Heffalump?
They have
Yeah.
a lot of it though, aren't they?
Huh? Well, I think the Heffalump... Wait, you're in Piglet's Big Movie?
I don't know. I just remember there was a film where
Robin.
Well, yeah, you
Piglet
didn't
was-
actually see them, though.
No.
I
Or
don't
did
know.
you?
No.
Because Christopher Robin might have been a Heffalump.
Yes.
Heffalumps are a metaphor on
Film theory.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh yeah, and I was telling you on the bus, because obviously Ewan McGregor plays Obi-Wan, and that is my favourite thing that he will ever do in life.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Wait, have you ever
Not
watched Trainspotting?
Trainspotting.
No.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, I reckon that's like his iconic role that
Yeah.
got him
So-
into like the spotlight.
Me and Sandra, because I watched Joker for a second time, and the advert for what's the Shining tea called? Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
Dr. Sleep.
I said I can't be scared by this because everything I think about is just Obi-Wan in this scenario, and it just makes it funny and not scary. Because when there's like two little girls like standing there, and it's just Obi-Wan like across them, like, "Do you want to play with us?" I'm like, "This is funny." Like if you saw this in a Star Wars, like if you think about it, as an Obi-Wan Star Wars film, that it loses all tension because you're just like, and it's like you're just, I don't know, it ruined it. And now all I want is I want an Obi-Wan MCU where basically it's just every film that Ewan McGregor in is just an Obi-Wan film. That sounds amazing to me.
That does sound good.
Well,
And
have
then
you
at
done-
the end they have like a big endgame thing where like it's fucking Winnie the Pooh, Anakin Skywalker, the two little girls from Shining, and it's like some big endgame level like fight scene. It'd just be amazing.
Alec, have you seen The Shining?
Yeah.
You have seen it?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I watched it when I was way too young, so I never really
right.
understood it. But
You should watch it again.
yeah.
I think it's in cinema at the minute, actually. At one of the...
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah, because they're re-showing it, and I really want to see it.
It's also on Now TV.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
it is on Now TV.
You don't
I don't
use
know.
legal sites, do you?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying that I don't. For legal reasons.
I think I see sirens outside.
Nah, like I do love The Shining. Like I've seen so many like films,
It's
well,
so
videos
good.
on YouTube
It's
that like
so
pull it
good.
apart and talk about it and stuff. And that's why I'm hyped for Doctor Sleep
I know.
because
But Doctor Sleep, like... Because obviously it's a Stephen King novel. It wasn't made all that long ago. I think it was in 2013 the
Yeah.
book came out.
Oh, sorry, completely off topic. I just remembered. That Outer Worlds, Outer Rim
Outer Wilds.
by Obsidian.
Yeah.
Company.
Outer Wilds. It's,
Wait, is that a game?
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen anything, but I looked. So basically, the Xbox Game Pass is such an awesome fucking thing they have on the Xbox. That came out for it
Yeah.
as soon as it released. It was out as a Xbox Game Pass
Ooh,
game.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I mean, if it's free, like, I'll have a look at it. The ratings for it are like almost 5 stars.
Yeah.
Is
I've
it so?
had
It must
many
be
good
like a
things.
decent game.
I've been like looking at a lot of like gameplay for it and stuff, and if you like Fallout New Vegas, you're probably gonna like.
Like literally, like so, all the reviews were like, "Oh, fucking Bethesda need to hire Obsidian back," like all this
Yeah.
because everyone was like proper ranting and raving about it. So I'm really excited to play that because I did quite enjoy Fallout 4, but I think that was mainly because it was like the other Fallout games.
I just
like,
love the building in it
3
so
in
much.
New Vegas,
It's so
but it
much
was just
fun.
like a lot cleaner, and it was just like a lot.
Yeah.
Also, like you
Weapon
get mods on
upgrades.
Xbox One now, which were awesome, and on PlayStation I assume. But
Yeah,
No,
the place.
This the mods are so shit on PlayStation.
Yeah,
like
I
half
know.
the time. Okay, so you can only use assets from the game because
Really?
Sony, because Sony doesn't want people to like make their own, and half the time all the mods make it like your game crash.
that's awful.
It's so bad. Like
I was gonna say like on Xbox, I was going around as Deadpool or like Deadshot, and it'd all be like wintry and like
No, we
the
don't- we
mods
don't
on
have
Xbox
that.
were awesome, dude. Same with Skyrim. Like, there's Batman mods for Skyrim, because obviously I know everyone on PC is like, oh, we get proper mods because we're better than you. I can't afford a PC. I can afford a console because, like, my laptop's decent and it can run Minecraft very well. But anything above Minecraft or like Minecraft with too many mods, my laptop will catch fire. I don't know, like, a PC would be amazing to have, but it's also like I enjoy just having a console.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
It's something. There's something nice about like not having to worry about my graphics card or it's like it's nice having a separate thing.
Yeah.
Like a thing specifically made for gaming, and because a lot of my friends have Xboxes, and it's just like also with PCs a lot of like files and stuff. Like it's very specific, whereas it's like dumbed down for people on console, and I appreciate that. Have you seen the claims that the PS5 is going to be I think it's the fastest console that's going to be on the market?
I hope so.
So Sony made a bold statement and said that the PS5 will be the fastest in terms of, I think it's processing speed on the market. Like, they made a definitive claim about that.
I don't
How
know.
many terabytes is it going to be? Because it's not going to be gigabyte anymore, is it?
Well, no. So the console, when PlayStation 4 released, was that 500 gigabytes?
500.
Was that
I still got the
terabyte?
500.
Yeah,
gig.
I got the 500.
Yeah.
With the
That's the thing for Christmas. I'm going to get this 2 terabyte input in. I think it's like £60 or something.
What, like hard drive?
Yeah.
So that's why. So my Xbox has got like a 2 terabyte hard drive on it.
Well, like,
games.
what do you call it? You know, Modern Warfare just came out.
Yeah,
That's
I want to
how-
get. Apparently, it's quite good.
It's 150 gigabytes.
I think about £150.
No, but yeah, it's 150 gigabytes, and obviously so is Red Dead Redemption.
Shit.
So if I
Do you
have
know what I
both
remember?
games, that's already 300 gigabytes on my PlayStation.
Do you know what I remember when Grand Theft Auto was like 7?
70, 60 gigabytes.
No, it was even less than that on 360 when it was like 7 or 17 gigabytes.
shit.
17.
It was really small.
I remember playing it on the PS3. Like,
Because-
if people
Yeah,
on
yeah,
PS3
yeah,
come
I
from
know.
On
Yeah,
the previous gen, it was really small file size, and I was like, I don't have 8 gigabytes.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
no, it was 7 or 8 gigabytes, and I remember like my console was only 1 gigabyte, so I had to buy like I think I bought an 8 gigabyte hard USB, but because you know how like whenever you have a hard drive or USB, it takes like so much memory off
Yeah.
for like safety.
Yeah.
So I had to buy a second USB. Mind, I was a child, so I was really struggling to afford things. So I bought like 3 USBs at this point, just to play Grand Theft Auto. So I had one USB that was like 9 gigabytes that just held Grand Theft Auto on it. And now we're like talking about having like 170 gigabyte games. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's insane.
It's changed.
The thing is,
It's
the reason
just so
GTA's, got so many more gigabytes is because of how much online updates they've had.
The online updates are crazy,
It's like at 80 or 70 gigabytes now on PS4. Anyway.
but it's worth it because like no one really plays the base game anymore
Yeah.
unless you're playing with mods. But even that's on. PC
I mean,
mainly.
well, I mean, I'm done with GTA now. I guess. Like the
I'm
only
just
time I
waiting
go
for
back
Red
on
Dead to
there
be,
is like when a group of friends go on there and just play races or something.
yeah,
that's
that's
fine.
fair enough. But I mean, to be fair, it's not like it didn't last very long. It
Oh
lasted
no,
years.
it lasts.
yeah.
It's
You
still,
you've really got your money's worth with GTA,
Yeah.
especially for friends to play with. I'm looking forward to Red Dead 2. I think they're putting a lot of effort into it. A lot of people now, like, if you start playing it now, and you're not like a massive fanboy like we are, you might not find too much fun into it just yet. But they have so many plans for it. So you've obviously heard, but I don't think you have. They want to do what they did with Grand Theft Auto, where they want to have businesses and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But with
yeah.
GTA, like obviously, a lot of people just went from nothing to having like a really high-end apartment because they released like businesses and better houses immediately. So what Red Dead wanted to do were this. I don't know if this is confirmed. I think this is what they said or like they implied. But they want you to sort of live off the land for now. So a lot of the updates will be like, you know, your Crips trading company will be from your camp, etc. And then they want to keep just rinsing the camp for everything it has until you can't fit anything into your camp anymore,
Yeah.
and you have to expand to like a house or a business, and then they'll have that kind of section, and then possibly after the sort of housing business section of like owning a small shop, you might get like an industrial place.
That'd be sick.
Like that's how they want to handle it, but they want to stretch it out a lot more than they did with Grand Theft Auto.
I hope
Yeah.
I hope they take the implement of when John Marston builds his house and you can build your own house in online. That'd be amazing.
You have to replay that one mission with the music, like
Oh god, yeah. The song just replays.
that'd be awesome.
I'd do that.
I'm really excited to see what they do in the future. Obviously, it's going to take time, but I don't mind if it because again, if it's anything like GTA, it's going to be around for years.
Yeah.
If they do it properly,
Honestly, like,
I can wait for good content.
so have you heard the rumours of GTA 6?
No,
Okay, so it is going to be it's going to be set in the 70s and 80s.
okay.
So right, is it spanning over?
So the whole game is going to be spanning over 10 years.
Oh, that's cool.
And
How would the online work for that?
well, that's the thing. I think they might have the online either just set in one
I'd reckon they do it in the latter half, wouldn't they? Because that would have all of it.
But-
They wouldn't said it before.
But the thing,
Well, no, because like, isn't Red Dead Redemption 2's online
Yeah, but
bit before?
That's just before the story. But what I mean is, like,
Yeah.
if it's 70s to 80s,
that's
that's quite a large
yeah.
gap.
But the thing is,
So if you do it in the latter half, it would
Yeah.
you would have everything.
I'm not sure how it's going to work with online, but say for example, they're obviously going to take a lot of inspiration from Red Dead. No longer is it going to be like you have a weapon wheel and you can just get any like rocket launchers. If you want to get a rocket launcher, you have to go to your car trunk and open it.
I like
Yeah.
having a horse.
I'd like
that.
I like.
but it
yeah.
also means that you kind of like keep the cars a bit more.
Exactly.
So obviously in GTA you're like wheel it off of
Yeah,
a
exactly.
ramp, then you'd either get a new one or you just call it in. Whereas in this one you'd probably have to like keep your car closed or like take better care of it.
Yeah.
I like that idea because
I think the whole like these are just rumours, but I think it could be quite likely they're meant to be doing. Have you ever heard of, or watched Scarface even?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, been meaning to.
But you know stuff like Narcos and Scarface. So
Yeah.
it's meant to be more of a drug dealer type thing, and it's meant.
you have to like carry it across places.
So it's meant to be over quite a lot of states. So it's some of it's meant to be.
It's
set
still in the US though.
Yeah, it's still in the US. So some of it's meant to be in Brazil. Some of it's meant to be just all the states of GTA.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it's going to be.
Brazil's not a state.
Wait, no, sorry, no, I know that's not. But I think some of it's in Brazil. Some of it's in like I don't know, Los Santos, maybe Vice City.
Yeah, I know.
Liberty City, but it's meant to be in multiple cities, which I
I love that every game you're like, wow, Vice City's so big, and then the next game it's like the smallest
Yeah,
little
I know,
chunk
it's
and the
tiny.
big map, and it's like, oh. Talking about that though, because we were talking about like locations for the next GTA to be set ages ago, but
Yeah.
then they revealed Watch Dogs 3 or Watch Dogs Legion,
Yeah.
which is set in UK. Because I know that you specifically really want something to be set in the UK like
Yeah.
that, like a GTA game. Watch Dogs Legion sounds like a really good game to have in the UK.
yeah,
Because it seems like they're really going all in on like overly British kind of
yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
like,
it's meant to be like the whole sort of Brexit situation sort of thing. That's what they're sort of trying to.
it's quite realistic.
Yeah,
People run around with like pig heads on. Like,
that's gonna
Do you know,
happen.
I know nothing about the new Watch Dogs.
Do you?
I've like.
I don't know
been
much
out
about it.
for
I've only seen the
so
reveal trailers.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered, it's a bit like, is it Driver San Francisco where you'd like look at a car and you'd be like, I'll have that, and then you just hop into
Yeah,
the
it's
car?
sort of like that. So you can play as literally any one you see in the game, anyone.
So I don't know if you just start as a random person or they're going to have like
So-
a designated main character and then you can just build
Yeah,
upon that.
I think you might start as a random person, but yeah, you can recruit people, players. I love that you can just play as some random British old lady.
Like, yeah, you can just be like an old granny
But the
that
thing
has
is,
like special
because
abilities.
because she's obviously older, you move a lot slower, and when you punch someone, you can't be like, ducking and rolling and all
Yeah.
that. The characters have limitations, which I really like.
Yeah, but like Watch Dogs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't have like loads of like stealth kind of like.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
that's good.
So if you're an old lady, then that could be like a
Like
kinda
a little like
camouflage.
mimic type thing.
Yeah, there's a bit in the trailer where it goes in. She goes into Scotland Yard, and she just randomly gets up to someone, just tases them, and just falls over to the floor with her. It's amazing.
It'd be great. I'm really looking forward to that game.
The thing is, I just like because obviously it's set in London, and it'd be refreshing having a game set in London because you sort of know stuff, like
Yeah.
even stuff like just seeing the British pavements, stuff like
more
that.
relatable.
Yeah, exactly. You
the
just,
buses. But
Yeah.
can you imagine trying to drive in that game?
oh yeah,
You're stuck in traffic. You have to like.
the driving looks it's, like what you call it? Because there's one bit where you're in a taxi, and it just reminded me of Kingsman so much. Like, have you seen Golden Circle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're in the taxi at the start of the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
the fight scene
It's
at
so
the
cool.
start.
It's exactly like that. It's
I do quite like Kingsman.
I
yeah.
love it.
That's the whole reason I got my umbrella, with like the little wooden handle.
oh yeah. I think the first King. I still don't think they should have made a second Kingsman.
No, but I do like the universe.
Yeah, no.
I just like the over-the-top suits and the accents.
Yeah,
and stuff.
well, Elton John was fantastic in
They
Kingsman
could.
Golden Circle.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it does kind of sully the first one, but they could literally like be like kind of said about the show that he does. The movies.
Who?
John Wick.
John Wick.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
like you could just keep pumping him out with
Yeah,
like little
yeah.
to no story, and
Yeah.
I'd watch him because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the fight scenes and the gadgets and like because it's not like the first one was amazing,
Yeah.
but if you wanted to make 20 more, that would just be like
Yeah.
Yeah.
in different.
I-
I'd watch
The
it.
best scene in the first one was the church scene.
Yeah.
With Freebird playing over it. That was.
Oh yeah.
That was
really-
such an impressively done scene.
Yeah.
It's so good. There's so many cuts I didn't realise as well that they do as well.
Yeah, like when they go behind
I
someone's
love,
back or
the
something.
thing is, I love the style of the way the fighting is in the movies because it looks sort of jittery animation like, but at the same
It's
time,
like it all looks like handheld,
Yeah.
like not steady cam. It's like
Yeah.
it's not done on a dolly or a tripod. It's like it's all handheld.
Yeah, it's so good.
Do you guys prefer Kingsman to James Bond? Because I personally do.
I
I-
prefer like faster paced films.
No, it's not that.
But
it's
yeah,
about-
I mean, they are sort of different.
yeah.
Like James Bond's a lot more serious.
Yeah, that's
a
the
lot
thing.
more
Like,
serious.
but I think spy films should be fun.
Oh
Like-
yeah, no,
no offense, but
I feel like
Bond,
James Bond is fun, though, isn't it?
Well, no, 'cause
Oh yeah,
it,
James Bond. Yeah,
it's too.
Well,
Isn't
I
it
don't
usually,
know.
what's the one where he goes back to like an old little cottage he used to live in?
Oh, Skyfall. That's
That is-
fantastic.
that
That
is
bit was
fun.
quite fun.
I love that.
That is one film out of
Or
like 20.
what's the one that everyone hates? The one that starts off in Mexico. That
Is it
scene was
Spectre?
alright. Yeah, I think
That
so.
was awful.
I didn't like
That
Spectre.
Everyone hates
made-
it,
that made
but
me go off
the
James
intro
Bond.
of it, even though it was
Oh,
over
yeah,
top, it was really fun.
But,
Like,
like-
he's just going across like
It's
buildings.
a shame
in the
because they
middle
had
of carnival.
Christoph Waltz as the bad guy in it. The guy that plays
The Doctor
King
in
Schultz.
and
that's
his
such
horse
a shame.
fits.
Yeah. But you know the title for the new James Bond?
No,
I think it's a
Yeah.
bit silly. No Time to Die. Who has time to die? Like, oh yeah, I feel like dying now.
there's no time to explain.
Like I'm obviously excited for it. Spectre put me off James Bond a bit, but
The thing is, Skyfall was
That-
fucking amazing. And when
Oh,
I saw
yeah,
Skyfall,
brilliant.
I was like, okay, they're finally going to get better. Spectre came out. I saw it in the cinema.
Yeah,
I
I
walked
know.
out so disappointed. And the thing is, it's just, they've just kind of they've gotten like the quirkiness and just the excitement of being a spy. Instead,
Yeah.
it's more like,
That's it,
it's more political.
it's definitely what the older James Bonds had with Sean Connery. It was more quirky and
Yeah.
more, you know, humble.
It's meant, like, you shouldn't really take spies seriously.
Yeah, no, yeah.
They're quite
Have you ever watched any of the older James Bonds?
I've seen like
Doctor No.
clips of them.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
I've seen like clips of where it gets really campy.
Yeah.
Because they're very good. There's a scene where he's in a casino, and I think it's the first time he introduces himself. Where he's like James.
Oh yeah,
James
yeah,
Bond or
yeah.
whatever.
Was he wearing the white?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was one with the white suit, and there's like the really attractive girl there with like the dress on.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that scene and stuff, and also the bits where he's got like jetpacks and really stupid fucking.
Have you
Yeah,
guys seen
I love
Moonraker?
Oh, is that with Jaws?
Yeah, Jaws.
Oh.
And they go to a space station, and then like the US Army comes up,
I
and
know.
it's like a giant laser fight in space.
It's insane.
It's
that's,
so
that's
good.
what James Bond.
It is what
Yeah,
it
that
should
was
be.
in a James Bond film.
Yeah, it was a James
One
Bond.
giant laser fight in
Yeah.
space.
Who was it that played James Bond in that?
That was
His name just slipped my mind.
well. Oh god, what was his name? Because I don't know if it was what's his name. Because have you ever watched Hot Fuzz?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've watched Hot Fuzz, yeah. Yeah.
So I forgot.
You
what
know,
it was.
what's his name? Mr. Skinner.
Is that the guy that owns
That owns the
shop?
store. Like he was
Yeah.
James Bond as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
he was.
Like, I don't know if that was him. I don't think that was him.
No.
That it was. God, I've forgotten the names. I knew.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but it's
but
just in that film, so much crazy shit happens. Like
I
one of
know.
the things they're
But
they're falling from a plane and they're fighting.
Yeah. But even stuff like Odd Job.
Yeah.
Like he's a little
Iconic character.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's stupid. It's like you shouldn't take
To
it
be
serious.
fair,
They need to do like I can so see them doing like a reboot of Austin Powers.
oh,
Sorry, you said Odd Job, and I don't know why the only thing I could think of is
No,
like,
yeah.
Mini Me, and I was like, at some point they're gonna try and do a reboot of Austin Powers.
I'd sort of love for them to, but at the same time it wouldn't work because
Groovy, baby.
Michael Myers is just getting older now, and
Yeah, but I think it'd be funny if they do like a continuation, bring him back.
what Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing.
I genuinely that look that you give me, I think you can be like, he's dead.
No.
Or something like that. That was the kind of look that you gave me. Like I was just being a
Well,
fucking
no, but,
idiot.
like obviously when Troyer passed away, so he can't come back as Mini-Me, which is a shame.
No.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Eh?
It'd be like Carrie Fisher. It'd be like
It was just
Carrie
CGI.
Fisher's Mini Me, but like there'd be like a little CG version of him. Like
Oh, I love Austin. Powers.
So good. Gold member.
Oh my god!
I
Yeah.
love gold. Fucking.
honestly,
Sorry, speaking of James Bond,
all I can think of whenever we talk about Mike Myers or Austin Powers is the one scene in Baby Driver where he gets the mask and he's like,
Oh yeah.
I told you to get the
yeah,
Mike Myers.
yeah.
I told you to get the Mike Myers mask. He's like, this is Mike Myers. He's like, no, the Halloween guy. This is a Halloween mask. And he's like, I love the character so
Oh.
much. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh yeah. So did you ever play GoldenEye on PS2?
No.
Did you not?
GoldenEye.
It was a James
Wait.
Bond game. GoldenEye 007.
No, I never played it
Oh,
myself, but I have seen.
I played
Okay.
Gameplay.
I play. Was that also on?
It was on
Nintendo
Nintendo 64.
I played on Nintendo
Yeah,
64.
that was fun.
Because like the
I'd
guns,
always play as
the guns kind
Jaws
of move
or
before
Odd
you do, so the guns kind of like direct where
Yeah,
you look.
yeah.
And when you aim, like you don't actually move. It's just like the gun that just like moves on
Yeah.
the spot. And I remember playing that with school friends in like primary school, and they would just like start raging because I was just simulator.
Well, shame we're not as good as that in Smash.
Fucking what?
Do you want to have a game after this?
Yeah, sure.
I'll show you who's boss.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
You
some
need
cute-
to get Mario Party.
Yeah, I know, but it's like £40.
I need. Well, I was going to say I'll split, but that means that only
I mean,
you have
he's
it.
got to spend money.
I mean, you
that's
can.
it,
You have a Switch at home.
I'll
Just
get my brother to get Super Mario Party.
Just convinced.
Yeah.
do it for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then just tell me you can't have the copy.
Because I used to have Mario Party 8 on Wii, and that was so much fun. And then my brother deleted everything.
I do want to
I
get
had.
it, but again, as I said, it would be like me spending £40-50 on a game that we play once a year because I can never show up to the parties because they're always on a weekend.
Yeah.
So I show up to like 1 or 2, and as much as I love you all, I don't feel comfortable leaving my Switch and all that stuff there with you because
Fair
something
enough.
would get lost.
Probably step on it or something.
Most likely.
I really want to bring my Switch to the next party that
Well,
we're doing,
I'll bring mine as well, just in case you can.
but it's only because like I know that if I get intoxicated or not sober, there's a very high likelihood that I might lose a controller or lose a
Yeah.
cartridge, and
Well, that's the problem.
That
Your
will
ones
give
are
me
grey. Mine are
pure-
nice bright
Just
colours,
get
so I
Leon.
won't lose them.
oh,
Yeah.
we use wasn't.
Get a sober person or Leon to just.
I was
I'll
going
just
to
I'll
say
get Leon to
John,
maybe-
but I keep forgetting. He's not.
John's just gonna must be eating it and shit.
Yeah.
You ever put one of the? It sounds like a. You know when you like hold things in your mouth when you're doing stuff,
Right.
like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
quite casually. Have you ever done that with a Switch game?
A Switch game? No.
There is something about
I've done
a
it
Switch
with
game
many coins.
where I've done it before, where I've been like swapping a game or whatever, and I put one in my mouth while I put the other one in. There's something about the cartridges that are so acidic that as soon as they even touch anything about your mouth, like your lips or anything, it's like you've just put your mouth in a science classroom in school. It's the great, and it's I'm not on about even the bit that goes into the console. I mean, like even the top bit with the paint and like all that. There's something about it, it's just so acidic.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So I had a disgusting habit when I was a kid, and that was always putting coins in my mouth.
Okay,
And I don't know why.
Everyone's done
to
it.
be
It's
fair,
just-
I do
like-
it with my rings quite a lot. It's quite gross, but like I you know,
There was just something about that metal taste.
I know what you mean. And then you're more like,
No, I know it's disgusting.
People think all the
Clarify, I don't do it now. I was young, it was last year, and yeah,
Yeah, fair.
there's my guilty pleasure.
Copper
well,
tissue.
on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up here anyway. Do you want to plug your Insta?
We'll do that another time.
Okay, it's J Furlong Photography
Photos.
Photos.
J Furlong photography photos.
Well, which is it?
Oh, that's it.
Have you got anything you want to plug yet?
No.
Got any upcoming projects you're doing?
Nah, I don't do anything.
Doing any music?
No.
Still sticking to that I'm not doing anything?
No, I'm
You
not
need
doing
to
it.
add your music on Spotify because remember when I was at Love's Party and I was telling you that I really genuinely liked it. I would genuinely listen to it.
Oh,
Well,
I don't know.
Potentially there'll be a SoundCloud rapper link on our description. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. If you want to follow our Twitter, it's @thePackedPod. Currently, we only follow Obama, and I've put one meme on there. But
We've
follow
got
him.
one follower.
We have got one follower, Big Man John.
Big man.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah.
We should probably
It looks
call
really
him.
funny because I followed Barack Obama, and then we've only got one follower. So if you really look at it, it looks like he followed us back.
Yeah.
But really, it's just John. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Probably see you whenever I manage to upload this and put up the next one. But goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Adios.
Ta-ta. Adios.
I've been waiting to use that as our outro for that since the beginning.